DJ Spraggins on drums.
We live? Yeah. Strick City. Woo! Strick City. All over the world.
Strick City, man, we live. Yo, Strick City on the ride. Yo, look like surprise. Yo, taking your city like we live. Yo, man, we live. Yo, taking your city like surprise. Yo, on the ride. Yo, Strick City coming live. Yo.
Hey, you'll never guess what I just did. Go ahead, try, guess. Yeah, you're right. I just shared it. I just shared that I'm live. Me and you are live together right now. All right, so I need me, you, and your friends to be live together. So do me a favor. Do what I just did. Hit the share button. Let everybody know that's on your friends list that you're live with Strick. And come back. Put your Cash App in the comments, and tonight somebody's going to be a winner. Like, I'm trying to give away free money, and all you have to do is what you're going to do anyway. You're going to share the video. I got a great show for you tonight, and, man, I'm excited about this one. Like, to bring friends onto the show, people that I know and love that do good stuff, to share them with y'all. If you haven't been watching Strick City Live, like, I don't know what else you're doing. Like, you got to watch this show. Just Tuesday, I had a young lady on by the name of Eunice Elliott. Man, phenomenal young lady. Got tons of stuff going on. If you missed it, you can always catch the archives on YouTube. All you have to do is go and look at Strick City Live under YouTube. So you can search Strick City, and you'll find me. All right, that's simple. Go down the list of all the things that I put up. All the archives of shows is right there. And you can also catch the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and a couple other more. And wherever you listen to podcasts, you can have Strick City Live there as well. All right? Like, really, you can. So this is what I need to do. Like, I'm watching the video, and it looks like we may have a slight issue with YouTube. Facebook. What's going on with Facebook? Let's see if we can get you guys back going, because I don't want to go on without you. You know what I'm saying? Has anybody ever told you that? They were telling the story. Oh, Facebook, where you at? It says my video has ended. That just may be on my side. So let me check it, and then I'll keep going, because we got a lot. We have a whole lot to talk about tonight, and I want to be sure that y'all get it. All right? And it says we're live. Let me hit play here. There we go. All right. My smiling face is still on your Facebook. That's what I'm talking about. So before I jinx myself, let me just move that out of the way. Now it's me and you. And I want to introduce somebody to the show. She's going to help me do a little introduction tonight. If y'all don't know, I am married to one of the most beautiful girls in the whole wide world. You know what I'm saying? It's just the truth. Why not tell the truth, Strick? I am telling you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And not only is she beautiful, but she is a very lovely lady. We can see you. Thank you, Ashley, for saying that. And I am going to have her help me introduce the artist for tonight. So, Kim, can you come on, hang out with me here for a second?
I think you talked me up. That was like really super sweet.
Was that nice?
Yeah, I think so.
You got to come in, like my camera is having like a hard time figuring out who to focus on.
Uh-oh.
Let me see if I can. There you go. Hey, now.
Hey, where do I look? Hey, guys.
You look right there. There's the camera.
Strick City is live.
Yes, we are live.
Okay.
And you're live
we're
with me.
And I have the pleasure, along with Strick, to introduce one of the most phenomenal drummers, producers, composers. This guy does it all, y'all. And I know Strick said that he is a friend of ours, but he's really like family as well. And he actually is the drummer in my band. He is my drummer. All the musicians out there, he's my drummer. But super talented. He's got several albums out. He's got a new album coming out soon, a new single that's dropping
Hey, can I interrupt you real
I'm
quick?
sorry, I got really excited.
Like, you just jumped right on into the introduction. Like, can we not converse a little bit first?
I'm sorry. Okay, let's
Can I not
converse.
talk to you? Like, you got something going on Friday that people need to know about too, right? So everybody is locked in the house for a while, and we are now having a opportunity to get outside over at the Hoover Met, and we need to tell people about it. Like,
I messed up your camera.
yeah, you did.
I'm sorry. Am I moving too much?
I think you broke my camera.
Beauty does that. Sorry. Oh, okay, I'm going to stop moving. I'm not used to this. I'm usually, watching.
You did break the camera. The camera's just doing its thing. No worries.
Okay.
It'll focus.
So, before we introduce this phenomenal musician, then I guess I need to mention, if you are in the Birmingham area, surrounding areas, there's a hot show tomorrow that PJ will happen to be on the stage with me in. It's called The Perfect Note.
Just keep talking, baby.
It's called The Perfect Note Drive-In Concert. It's happening at the Hoover Met. I am performing with my wonderful band along with the amazing Chrisette Michelle. It's going to be a wonderful evening. There are going to be tons of food trucks there.
Let's focus now. Go ahead.
Yes. So food trucks will be there. Bring your families. Come out. Bring your lawn chairs. Look, we're going to be getting down. Do they say getting down?
They do not.
Say that
They
anymore.
don't say that at all.
It's going to be live.
Or
lit,
you
crunk.
just say we're going to have a nice
We're
time
going to
together.
have a great time, though. Great music, great food, great atmosphere. It's going to be safe and fun for the whole family. So visit Perfect Note Live to get your tickets. You have to have a ticket to get in. You cannot buy tickets at the gate. So we'd love to see you. We're going to blaze the stage. Is it my hand?
Yeah, it's your hand.
I'm animated like that. I talk with my hands. We're going to blaze the stage, and I know Chrisette is as well. So get your tickets so we can see you tomorrow night.
Keep talking.
Gates open at 6, and showtime is at 7:30. You should pay me for that commercial.
I should pay you. Like, one of us need to be. Okay, you take the mic on. Come on.
Okay,
You do
I
the
can do that.
introduction.
All right, so as I said, the amazing drummer, producer, composer, James P.J. Spraggins. He has new music coming out tonight. It's dropping at midnight on all social online retailers. Yes, struggle. All right, online retailers is called Down Memory Lane, but he's got several albums out that you will want to pick up if you don't have it. Everybody, welcome the phenomenal James P.J. Spraggins.
Hey, you do that so well.
I tried. I didn't even write that down.
I'm just like, I know I got to bring PJ on, but I'm like, hey, say more. Say more. Whoever that girl is, she could talk. Tell Strick to move out the way. Who's that lady right there? Hey, you did a good job. Let me bring on PJ, and we can all be on here together. So none other than James P.J. Spraggins. There he is. How you doing, sir?
I am doing awesome. How about you all?
Hey, man, we're matching tonight.
Yes, sir.
I got my shirt on, too.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Hey.
Say hello, Kim.
I wore mine the other day, PJ. I know I'm not decked out tonight, but I'm representing the light of day for sure. Beautiful
Thank you
shirts.
so much. I appreciate you all support.
Absolutely. You know, we have your back. We believe in your talent, and you're just great people to know, and we love your wife. So, Tracy,
Oh, yeah.
shout out to Tracy.
I love my wife, too.
I hope so. I hope so, brother. Hey, Kim, I do appreciate it.
Are
Can
you
I-
sending me off now?
Can I have my camera back, please?
Dr. Kenyon said he needs a shirt, by the way.
Yeah. Can I have my camera?
Bye,
There you go.
everybody. Have a great night.
All right, that was the intro from none other than the jazz flute lady, Kim Scott. PJ, man, good to have you on the show. Big shouts out to everybody that's watching right now. Dr. Pinion, he says he's got to have a shirt. We gotta give him a shirt. This is like, these T-shirts are tell everybody about them because they're not like normal T-shirts, PJ.
No, they're not. They're actually, they have the picture of the painting that was done for me for my first CD. An artist by the name of Robert Goler, who's also a teacher. I know my wife is a teacher and Kim is a teacher as well. So Tracy introduced me to this guy, oh my God, 14 years ago, something like that. And when I was working on my first CD, The Light of Day, I finished it and I didn't have an album cover. So we got in touch with each other and I gave him a copy of the CD and asked him to paint something that reflected the music. And I told him, whatever you come up with, that's what's going to be the cover. So that's what he did, and this is the cover.
That's what's up, man. It's nice. And, of course, I had the support to get mine, and I appreciate you putting them on sale now. I guess we're talking about your merch, so we might as well dive on into all the other merchandise. Other than the music, what else do you have on your website?
I have the T-shirt, and that is a brand new item as of 2 weeks ago. So people can go on www.jamespjspraggins.com and get this T-shirt. You can buy it out. They're at a good price, and I will ship it to you myself.
That's what's up. So this is not unusual for me to go directly as I start my show into merchandising. I always do that. I always show what T-shirt I have on in the beginning of the show. So guys, don't get it twisted. If this is your first time on Strick City, we welcome you. Now go pick up some merchandise and come back. That being said, PJ is just one of the good guys. All I can say about him, he's a really good guy, very talented guy. We're going to get a chance to dive into his talent. Of course, he's behind the drums now. Why not? If you're a drummer, why not be behind the drums? Let's do a little drumming today as we talk about the story, PJ's story, and we're going to get to the new song tonight. That being said, PJ, now, as long as I've known you, you've been playing the drums, but I know you haven't played them all of your life. How did you actually get started?
Oh, man. So I've been a music lover for as long as I can remember. My parents tell me that when I was a toddler, I used to sit down Indian style in front of a phonograph with my headphones on and just listen to music. And from there, I just had a love for music. But I actually started playing drums when I was 8 years old. I was introduced to drums in the church. I walked into a church. I saw a blue drum set. A guy was playing it. And I was like, Mom, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do right there.
Wow.
It sounds like he was tearing up something. And, it was a lot of noise, but it was organized noise. And it really had an effect on me from that early age, and I just kept on doing it from then, from 8 years old.
So are you originally from Birmingham?
Actually, I was born in New Mexico, Clovis, New Mexico. You don't hear a lot of black people from New Mexico.
Nah, that's a long way from Alabama, brother.
A long way. So my dad was in the Air Force.
Okay.
I think the first year after he and my mom married, they had me, and so I think we all moved from New Mexico when I was 3 years old, so I don't remember anything about it.
Okay.
But I actually grew up in Bessemer, Alabama.
Okay, that's what's up. So this is like this week, you're my second Bessemer, Alabama person. Like people people from Bessemer, they ought to like shout y'all out, man. So there's some real phenomenal people coming out of that city. Did you play drums like in high school?
Yes. Funny story about that. So I actually was on the football team for about a week.
Come on, man, a week?
Yes, in 7th grade, I was in football, trying to be like the other guys. I'm going through puberty at that age. I think I was 12 or 13.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm going to try out for football just to see how it is. And I tried out. I got knocked on my butt. And the next day, I joined the marching band.
Oh, man, come on. See, now with football, let me tell people about football. Everybody gets knocked on their butt in football. Yep. You just got to get back up and knock somebody else down. But that led you to your true calling. The next week, you're in the marching band. Say that again?
The next day.
The next day. Okay. And we're glad you didn't stop. You just kept going. We'll just try something else, Mom. But let's just try something else.
Yeah, I figured, I was like, you know what? I don't think music will hurt me as much as football.
No, it don't hurt as bad. It does not hurt as bad.
No, sir. But yeah, joined the band, and I went to McAdory High School, which is in McCall.
Right.
So I started band in 8th grade, stayed in there all the way through the 12th grade, and actually I was in the band at Alabama State University, which is my alma mater.
That's what's up. So let me say this. McAdory's mascot is the Hornets too, right? Or Yellow Jackets?
Yellow Jackets, yeah.
And then Alabama State is the
Hornets.
Hornets. Okay, I got it. You just went from Yellow Jacket to a Hornet. Now I know you're big time Alabama State alumni. Like you love repping them. You go to the games a lot every year and all of that.
Yeah, I tried. My wife and I, we try to make it. We didn't make it this past year, but we will. I think the Classic, they rescheduled it for April, I think.
Yeah, that's the word. So it sounds like they're going to have 2 classics in 1 year. 2021, for everybody that's missing out, like y'all having a hard time with 2020, if you could just hold on.
Stay with it.
If you could just hold on, like whatever you got, just get one step in front of the other for the rest of 2020, because 2021 is going to be crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, we're going to listen. That being said, we are personally going to see each other a lot because the calendar is set for 2021 for a ton of shows.
Hey, man, I'm looking forward to it. With COVID going on, we've been cooped up in the house. But still, we've been creative. I know I have, and I know a lot of other musicians have as well. So, when 2021 gets here, we're going to want to see some people and people dancing at the festivals and stuff. So I think it's going to be a great time whenever we all get back together again.
Listen, I'm anticipating January starting, and it will not stop. It's going to be a great year. That being said, I've been preparing myself in the quarantine, of course. If you haven't heard me talk about it, I'm thinking about doing an a cappella album of all the gospel hits. So it's going to be Strick sing the gospel hits. That's what I'm working on in the studio, in the booth. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I got your back, man. You need drums on your tracks. I got you.
I appreciate that, but I'm just going to do it a cappella.
Oh, okay.
Go right ahead. Listen, people need the vocal stylings of DJ Strick in their lives. Like, I think it's going to really help some people. It's going to be real inspiring to folks. PJ, when I sing, when I get a chance to sing, there's always a response. Like, there's a real response from the people. Usually they can't handle it,
That's slick. You said a response.
There's always a response. There's always a response when I sing. That being said, you've been drumming for a while, and I know we got a set in front of you. Let's talk about some of the basics. Now, part of what you have an opportunity to do is do some training with people, and you got some sessions coming up. Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, actually, during the this COVID lockdown, shutdown, whatever you want to call it, thankfully, I've had my studio set up for a while, so I've been able to do some recording sessions at my house, and I've been doing a lot of that lately over the past 2 months. So it's been really helping me out as far as getting my practicing together and, trying to stay on top of my craft during the shutdown.
Right.
It also helps me to be able to help the younger people that are coming up. So when we get back to doing lessons in person, we can't do that now, but we can do Zoom and Skype and stuff like that. So I like to start off with the basics as far as playing drums. And you always hear drummers or musicians talking about staying in the pocket.
Right.
That is very important for the drummer. In my opinion, the drums and the bass is like the foundation of the band. So if your foundation is weak, and that could be the drums or the bass, then you're not going to have a good sound, overall sound for your band. So you got to start with the basics, the fundamentals, and that is learning how to play pocket, not chops.
Okay,
Pocket.
but pocket. Okay, I like it. I like it. So can you kind of give us an example of what it means to be in the pocket?
Okay, so basic pocket is basically you hear a song on the radio and you're able to nod your head, pat your foot. That song has a pocket. It's
Right.
a groove that you can rely on. You know, it's constantly there. It's a pulse that you can feel throughout. Something like. So basically, you count from 1, 2, 3, 4. You can feel that pulse right there.
Uh-huh.
Not wavering. That is the pocket. You want to stay right there. And that will translate to the people that are listening, whether it's, on their stereo or if it's in live in person, that'll translate well to them. And a lot of drummers, especially the younger ones, a lot of the younger drummers, they concentrate too much on chops and not enough on pocket. And they don't realize that pocket pays the bills.
Right.
Staying in the pocket pays the bills.
Because that's the rhythm of the whole band, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The rise and the fall of the band basically is in the drummer's hand. The band is going to play loud if the drummer is playing loud. They're going to play soft when the drummer is playing soft. So it's a powerful seat to be in, and you have to be careful how you wield that power. You got to be very sensitive to the situation that you're in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, that makes sense. And you're talking to some drummers like they have to know this information because it's the difference of playing with a group again or not, right?
Exactly. You want to get that call back. If you call yourself a musician and you want to do this for a living, then you want to know the basics. You want to know what's important to be able to get the call back. And it's so much more, not only playing the drums correctly, but it's so much other stuff that goes into it as far as being a musician that people will want to call you back.
Right.
And that is how do you get along with people? Are you arrogant? You talk about other people all the time. That people, they want to get along with each other.
Right.
So if you're going to be on the road with a certain group of people for a lot, then you want to be able to get along with them. And they get along with you.
Right. So I have to say this to you, PJ, because, we've known each other for a long time, longer than I've known my wife, Kim, like I knew PJ, who PJ is or was, and even your music, having a chance to play your music before on the radio. But once I really got a chance to meet you as part of, Kim's band or drummer that she used for the most of her shows, I got to tell you how much of a huge amount of respect that I have for you as a person. The music, stands on its own, like how well you play, like how experienced you are in different situations. Like literally, Kim doesn't have an issue with the music or issue with, like you said, being in a pocket or knowing that there's a foundation set, and it's really the foundation being yourself and another guy, Sean Michael Ray, having your bass player and your drummer there to kind of set the foundation. Dude, you for a young artist, that's what Kim was when she started with you guys. Y'all made it so easy for her. And I got to tell you, thank you for the work that you put in over time. And she had, several different keyboard players. Sankey played with her. Wes Bird plays. My man Root played, with her. And all of the guys, I just can't say it enough. Joseph Starworth, I can't say enough about all the guys that played that made a difference in her band. And I would be talking about guys for a long time if I try to name all of them. But I really wanted to make a point of how important it is for me being the bag carrier, knowing that even when I'm not there, she's well taken care of.
Hey, man, we got to do it. And all those guys you called out, they are top-notch players. And they are great people, great friends. And like I said earlier about being able to get along with each other.
Right.
Those guys, man, I'll trust them with anything.
Right, right.
You know?
And that makes a good band, right? Like
Yes,
at
sir.
the end of the day, when you're in front of a crowd and you rehearse, but in some instances, I mean, somebody could get off and you got to find your way back to where you were. And the band has to kind of like it's like this. If you ever been to a funeral and they let the doves go and the doves circle around until everybody gets there and then they all start going the direction they're supposed to go. That's kind of like what it from me. I'm outside looking in. So you got to correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like what it is to be in a band.
That's true. That's true. Basically, I think more pressure is on the drummer in a band situation because a good drummer can cover up bad band members. If
Okay.
something happens, if a mistake happens in the bass or, you know, something else, if that pulse is still going, then the people that are listening to it, you know, they're going to keep their foot moving. Or their feet moving, their head moving. But if the drummer messes up, everybody knows it.
Wow.
Inescapable. But it's not in how you mess up, it's in how you recover.
Right.
Yeah.
I got it. So I will say this. I mean, you're in front of a drum set, and, man, there's nothing like seeing professional play. Is there anything that you can kind of like show us right now that you've been working on, or any kind of special lick that you've been trying to perfect?
Really, I've been doing a lot of recording, so I've been doing a lot of playing pockets, so I could just play a solo because, you know, it's freeing to play a solo. You can pretty much play whatever comes to your head.
Oh, man, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'll just play a little something.
I got you.
All right.
Ha! My man, PJ. Listen, love that dude. Hey, let me do this really quick because I can talk about what a great artist you are. I can talk about, and we just shown you, or you just shown the people how talented you are. But I want to do something a little different. Let's see if we can get some of our friends to talk about PJ. I got this video that some of the guys sent in to us, and we're going to let them tell you what they think of PJ. Here we go.
What's up, Strick City? How y'all doing, man? I just came to say a couple words about my man, PJ Spraggins. And I sat here and thought for a minute, man, and just reflected on the type of person that he is. Before we even get to being a musician, just him as a man, as a friend, as a husband, a son, a brother, and I don't think you can ask for a better person to be connected with. I've known him for probably over a decade now, and since I first met him, he's been the same. He's been down to earth, honest, gentle, but also a force to be reckoned with. We met through music, obviously, and I've trusted him since I first worked with him, which is a big thing for me. So anytime I know he's on the gig or he's involved, it's always a piece, with me, whether I'm in charge, whether he's in charge. And I look at him as more than a drummer. He's a musician, and he knows what he wants to hear. He's a great composer and great writer. We've worked on music together in the studio as well as on the stage for years, and I just wish him the best. And I'm glad you're getting his story because he has an amazing story, and people need to hear it. They really, really do. So, PJ, I just want to say to you, man, it's been an honor knowing you and just connecting with you, man. I really appreciate your friendship, and looking forward to many more years, brother. All right? Peace.
So what can I say about PJ Spraggins? Well, he's a wonderful musician and an even better friend. The first time I got a chance to perform with PJ, he was actually filling in for a drummer that couldn't make it to one of my gigs, and I think bass player Sean Michael Ray suggested that I give PJ a try. And he came to the gig, and without any rehearsal or playing with us ever before, he just nailed it, of course, and quickly became the first call drummer for me, of course, and then for everyone else after that. Everybody who performs with him, he winds up being their first call drummer, which makes it hard for me to get a hold of him. But he's a wonderful songwriter, producer, arranger. He helps me. In fact, he's helping me now record some things for my upcoming project, and he's invaluable. Just a wonderful producer. So I don't have any way of describing how I appreciate my friend PJ Spraggins, and he's just an unbelievable person, and I'm just so glad that I get the opportunity to work with him and to call him my friend.
What's happening? I'm Sean Michael Ray, bass player, born and raised here in Birmingham, Alabama. Here on Strick City Live today to talk about, or maybe it's tonight, here on Strick City Live to talk about a good friend of mine, Mr. James PJ Spraggins. Shout out to Strick City Live too. Strick, you're doing good stuff. But like I said, I'm here to talk about Mr. James PJ Spraggins, who is a good friend of mine. This is a guy I met over 20 years ago, had previously seen him play in a local band around town, knew that he was a very solid drummer, admired his talents, and through continuous conversations, I eventually brought him in, and he became a part of the Eric Essex group, and he's been doing that for over 20 years now as well. So after many albums and many stage performances, as they say, the rest is history. I knew through my working with PJ on Eric's projects and various other things throughout the years, I knew that he was a talented drummer. But what I eventually found out is that he was also a talented producer and writer as well. And I had the dubious honor of recording with him on quite a few of his own solo projects. And if you haven't checked those out, please do. I'm sure I don't want to talk about his projects as much because I'm sure he'll do that in his interview. But just great stuff, great songwriting, and it's a joy to watch him do his own material as well as being able to perform on a high level on others' material as well. And the guy possesses all of what we call the intangibles. He's on time for performances. He's on time for sessions. He's prepared. And the execution is always top notch. You know, there's nothing musically that I do that I wouldn't call PJ for. And above all else, he's just a good brother. He's fun to be around, very personable. And for us musicians, that's always paramount. You want to be around somebody that you enjoy being around. If you're going to make music with somebody, you want to enjoy being around them. You know, and PJ is just a great guy. And it was my honor to tell you a little bit more about what our relationship has been like and what my experience with him has been like. And I hope, if it's God's will, that we have many more years of making music together. Check out James PJ Spraggins, y'all. All right?
Listen. Sean Michael Ray and Kelly ONeil, both of you guys know better to come on my show. Kelly with an Alabama hat. I know you went to school there. Sean with a shirt, like with an Alabama Crimson Tide shirt. Listen, to all you fans out there, you know what I'm saying? Y'all folks that know me and love me, I gotta say it, War Eagle to you, all right? It is college football time. Don't go out there and get COVID. Watch it on TV, okay? Do that for me. Now, I interrupted the show. I got to get back to my man, PJ. That was Westbury, Kelly ONeil, and Sean Michael Ray. PJ, giving you props for the work that you've done with them. Listen, like, you know, if you're in the area, you know all of these guys. Very talented, and you worked on all of their projects, and they've worked on yours as well, right?
Yes, sir. They have worked on it, and I will forever call those guys because I'm a fan of their talent as well. I mean, they have spoiled me rotten. They really have. And I love them like brothers. They are my brothers.
That's what's up, man. So Sean talked about some of the music, and he said he's going to allow us to get a chance to talk about it. So let's talk about it now. You're actually getting a chance to release a single off of your third album?
Actually, I'm working on my fourth album.
Okay. There you go, brother. Like, this is big. How did you actually say, I'm a drummer, hey, I've been playing with all these people, I want to make my own album? Like, how did you get to that point?
Well, actually, man, that whole thing started when I was in college. You know, every musician's dream is to play with a big name artist. You want to get the call for the big gig. I always had the talent when I was younger to make music and play drums. And when I was younger, I would focus so much on playing drums and not so much making music. But the older I got, I think it was when I was getting ready to graduate from college. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get a call for a big gig, and I think it's going to be great. But I was getting a little older, and I never did get the big call that I was hoping for. You know, had dreams of playing with Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson, you know, all the big name artists.
Right.
Every musician has that dream. But I was like, okay, it's not happening as quickly as I thought it would, so I might need to work on a plan B. So that is when I started producing my own music just as a backup, because I always had a love for jazz and instrumental music. Mm-hmm. So I started writing my own just to sell it on campus, and I ended up doing that. I sold to a lot of the faculty people at Alabama State University.
So your first album was while you were still a college student?
Yes, and that album is not out.
Okay.
Only very privileged people have that copy. It's called Jazzing with Me. And I did it on PC. I think I did the cover on a PC or something. But basically, all it was is my senior picture, my senior high school picture. You know, I had on a tux. It was a headshot of my senior picture. and I put 2 roses on either side of my head. Man, it's so basic, it's crazy.
Hey, listen, you got to start somewhere, brother. You got to start somewhere.
You know, I was happy then. I was happy about it. I was like, man, I'm making my own CD. I bought a CD burner, and, you know, I was making copies and printing out the cover and, you know, just walking around campus, selling it on campus. And, you know, looking back on those were my formative years as far as being a musician and being a salesman too, because, you know, you have to sell your own product.
You do. Yeah. So how'd you get the point, PJ? Okay, you got that CD done. You're in college, but you've also traveled all around the world playing the drums. Like how are you a musician and a real artist with your own material? Like if you started with your first one in college, you're at your 4th CD now. How did the story all come together?
Well, I've always loved to play with other people. So when I started in college, I would go over to Atlanta just to try to get outside of the Birmingham music scene and Montgomery music scene and try to meet musicians over there. And Sean Michael Ray, the guy that you just heard from a few minutes ago, he was very instrumental in helping me make connections with musicians in Atlanta and, you know, just giving out my business cards and stuff like that. And over time, after people heard me and were comfortable with my playing, they would call me, and I would drive from Birmingham to Atlanta, which I still do whenever I get a call. You know, I would drive over there and do the gig. This is while I was still in school. Oh my God, that was probably, I started doing that like 20 years ago. Yeah, so just establishing connections with other musicians, and, you know, people talk. And eventually, you know, you start working a whole lot. And that's what happened.
Listen, PJ, that story is really intriguing to me, but not just traveling back and forth to Atlanta, but, you know, I know you've done some international travels with some huge stars playing your music. Now, I say that because, you know, not from a pop standpoint, but from a jazz music standpoint, like you work with some heavy hitters.
Yeah, and that is a blessing that happened. The most recent that comes to mind is the guy by the name of ONeil. He's a Nigerian-born jazz singer, but he lives in the UK. So long story short, as far as how I got to play with him, I was telling you about me playing in Atlanta quite a bit, so I've come to know a lot of the club owners over there and, you know, been real good friends with them. But this particular incident, ONeil, he was coming to a place in Atlanta to play. The band, they didn't learn his music. They were giving his music well enough in advance to learn it and, you know, be prepared by the time they got there, because they came from the UK. So they got there. His manager was very upset that they didn't learn the music. And they were particularly upset about the drummer because it was some difficult stuff and the guy just didn't prepare for it. So the club owner called me the night before the show asking me, can I help him out? And I was like, yeah, do they have charts? Like music charts? And she said they do. I was like, send them on and I'll just, you know, listen to the music as well. And so they sent the music and sent the charts. I was able to go over it. I think I stayed up most of the night trying to prepare. But got to the gig and I basically read charts the whole way through. And they loved it. So they said they would call me the next time they came. You know, I was happy that they loved it, but, you know, people say one thing and do another.
Right.
They actually called me the next time they came to the States, and I went on a tour with them in the States. I think it was Washington, D.C., New York, Pennsylvania, I believe. But anyway, I did the tour with them, and a couple of months went by. They called me back saying that they have a show at the Blue Note in Beijing, China.
Wow.
and they asked me, could I do it? I was like, yeah, I can do it. Beijing, you know, and another, again, you never know if it's going to happen. So, you know, in this industry, you learn not to get too excited about stuff until it actually happens. Well, it actually happened. And I was able to go to Beijing. They paid for my flight there, paid for the hotel, and I got paid. And we had a great time, man. You know, going to another side of the world that I've never seen before and never thought I would set foot in. You know, it was a blessing, absolute blessing.
So
all because somebody didn't learn the music.
Right. But there's a couple things you said in there. First thing I want to say is that's a story from a young guy that grew up in Bessemer, Alabama.
Yeah.
But I want to say this to all the musicians out there. He said that he was able to do a gig in a day's time, and all he did was read the charts. So I want to tell you this, and this is not something that I know. My wife has told me this over time. There is a line that's drawn between musicians, the ones that can read and the ones that can't read. And the ones that can read get the bigger gigs.
That is so true. That is so true. And I would highly encourage any young person that's listening, you know, when school starts back, you don't even have to wait till school starts back. You can look on YouTube and find out how to read music. That is very important, and we need it. We need music education in the schools. You know, you hear about them trying to cut the budget for music, you know, the arts, and that is so unfortunate. So we need to, as a community, we need to encourage our schools to, you know, keep those things going for the kids. Yeah, keep them going, you know, for the sake of just the arts. You know, it's so enriching to the students. It helps them. It helps them in math. You know, to read. It does. So it's really needed.
So PJ, let me say this: you've traveled all over the world playing. You have your 4th album coming out. Let's talk about this new song, Down Memory Lane. Tell me, how'd you come up with the concept for this particular song?
All right. Down Memory Lane basically started as a groove that I could not get out of my head. And usually when I start writing music, it always, I guess because I'm a drummer, it starts with the groove. I have a groove going in my head, or, you know, just a rhythm that I just can't get out of my head. So these days, you know, we have our iPhones. You can turn on the voice memo thing and just hum it out. That's what I usually do. I hum it out in my phone and record it and save it and work with it later on. And that's what I did with Down Memory Lane. Actually, the idea came about, my wife and I, we were going on a trip to St. Augustine, Florida back in 2018, I believe it was. And it was a road trip. It was our first long distance road trip. And that was like a 8.5-hour drive.
Wow.
That idea just stuck with me while we were on that trip. And I was excited about getting back home. Even though we had a great time on the trip, I was excited about getting back home and, you know, hashing out that idea that I came up with.
Wow.
That God gave me, basically. And came up with the melody a little while later. And one of the guys that you saw earlier, Wes Bird, I got him to play the piano melody on this song. So he's featured on this song.
That's cool.
And looking forward to it coming out midnight tonight. It'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Pandora, maybe satellite radio. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll
We want to get it on satellite because you know what those rotations on satellite do. Let me say this.
Yeah.
The song actually comes out tonight.
Yeah.
It's called Down Memory Lane by James P.J. Spraggins. Now, I want to play a snippet of it, PJ, but of course, I don't want to play the whole thing because I want people to get it now. So there's no video for it, but I just didn't want to play it and they look at us while I play the song. So I did put a little video on top of it. So I'm saying this for people like Sean Michael Ray to be like, man, that's the music and the video don't go together. They won't. It's a video of the band. So Wes is on there. Eric Essence is in there. Kelly ONeil and Sean is in the band, but they're not playing this particular song. I just used that video to help me display the new song. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. I'm saying that for Sean Michael Ray because he would call me. It's like Strick, it don't go together. I know it does not go together. All right. So let me introduce this new single. I'm like, am I the first one to be able to play a little bit of this?
You are the first one. You have the exclusive. Strick City exclusive.
Hold on, Pete.
Strick City exclusive. Right?
That's what I want to hear, man. Hey, it's going down right now. James PJ Spraggins and Down Memory Lane.
Featuring Wes Burke.
There we go. I just had to give him a piece of it. And I'm going to say again, the video and the audio didn't go together. There's not a video for the song yet. And instead of looking at us while you heard this, you had a chance to see part of the band that PJ plays with. That's good stuff, PJ. I like it.
Thank you. And I think Wes did a phenomenal job in his interpretation of my melody. His solo is amazing in that song. It is absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Depend on a good group, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I have you finished the whole project? Is all of it done?
Not all of it. I'm still working on some. It'll be out the first quarter of next year.
Cool. Because I don't mind. You know, I mean, you didn't say anything. I just want to offer. I don't mind coming to lay down some vocals for you. I don't mind doing that.
Oh well, yeah, I know you don't mind.
Listen,
we'll get with you one day.
Listen, anything I can do to help. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Anything I can do to help. That's what I want to do. I'm here to help people. I mean, when you're as talented as I am, especially vocally, you want to be sure that you can share that with the world.
Hey, man, won't you share a little bit with us now?
No. See, it wouldn't be appropriate now. See, what happens is people have such a response to my singing, it'll take away from the interview, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it'll take away.
Hey, man, the single comes out tonight. How can they get it, and how can they get all the rest of your stuff?
Hey, man, they can go to www.jamespjspraggins.com. All of my CDs are on sale on my website. For those that still buy CDs, some people still buy CDs, you know. I can accommodate you there. If you want a T-shirt, go there as well. But all the music is available digitally everywhere. So Pandora, I have my own Pandora channel. So start James PJ Spraggins as an artist channel on Pandora. It'll come up there. It's on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, everywhere. You can get it everywhere.
Digital content. You can find James PJ Spraggins, and especially the new song comes out tonight, Down Memory Lane.
Yes.
So we already talked about the first album is kind of out there, but it's not out there where you can get it. So the other 3 albums, they're all available online, right?
Yes, sir. They are. They are. And like I said, if you want the CD, I ship them myself. So when you order them, I'm the one that ships them. So I sign all of the CDs that are ordered from me from my website.
That's what's up. Hey, listen, again, the website is jamespjspraggins.com. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I'm going to put it up again because Tracy made sure we got it right so everybody can see it online. The comment is right there on the screen where you can pick up all of his stuff. Not only is he a great musician, great drummer, composer, producer, but he's a great guy, somebody that we all should be supporting, and has a great you just got to know PJ, you know. You just got to know him. And big shouts out to your family as well, all your brothers and sisters and everybody, because you have a huge family that supports. And I remember one of the shows that you guys had at Perfect Note. Mm-hmm. And the family all came out, man. It was just really cool to see everybody.
Yeah, man. My dad's side had 12 kids, and my mom's side had 7. So we have a clan.
So we go ahead, get on out the way.
Hey, you'll hear us. You'll hear us when we
Before
come.
you get there, I get you. Hey, PJ, hold what you got, man. I'm going to come right back. I'm going to wrap up for the night. Listen, it's your boy DJ Strick, and we thank you so very much for being a part of tonight's show. Strick City Live was great because we get an opportunity to support some outstanding people. And for this week, if I would have known this, I would have called it the Bessemer Week. So we had Eunice, and now we got PJ, and they're both from Bessemer, and they're doing some outstanding. If you're from Bessemer, inbox me. I want to know who you are and what you're doing, and so I can continue being on a roll with supporting people out of Bessemer, Alabama, because sometimes Bessemer can get a bad rap. But there's some real cool people that's come out of Bessemer, Alabama, okay? So next week, we got a full week of Strick City Live, Tuesday and Thursday. So don't forget to kind of come on back to see me here. Of course, you can go to YouTube and subscribe to this channel. So it's Strick City Live, or just type in Strick City or DJ Strick, and you can find me. If you're having a hard problem finding me, some people's like, hey, every time I type in your name, it sends me somewhere else. At Strick City, put it together, Google me. You'll find me. Because I want to find who you are as well. Like, I got a list of people coming onto the show. I want to keep it going. Maybe I don't know who you are, and I need to know who you are so I can have you as a guest. If you're doing big things, hit me up, all right? So this is your boy DJ Strick, and this has been Strick City Live.